What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Bitcoin and cryptocurrency update video. Last time we were gathering here, Bitcoin was hanging out in this region right here. We had talked about this top trend line as resistance and the bull flag here coming back into play potentially here in the future, and it looked like it ended up playing out right here. We found support on it, as well as our support and resistance box that we've been tracking here for some time. And now that we have a successful new low in place, essentially here we're going to update what I feel about price action present day and how we're sitting right now. You can see we're coming in for the retest of this long-term trend line that we've been tracking here since early January, where we found support here, support, resistance, support. We broke through it here. This is potentially the resistance zone here. You can also see it coincides with our horizontal support and resistance up at like 59,000 or so, and we are currently holding it as resistance. So for the short term, immediate short term, what we're looking at here, I want to see Bitcoin hold right around here with some daily candle closes. You see where this one opened up here as support, right? We have a support bounce here, some support here, resistance, and I want to see it act as support before then launching higher. If we can break above this 58K region like this, and then come back down, confirm support here, and then go higher, that would be exactly what we want to see from a bullish perspective, a nice big V-shaped recovery that we were talking about. If that doesn't play out, let's say we actually close below this region and then we come back up and fail here, then I'm looking for the deep dive back down into this region again, maybe one more time on this trend line, also coming into this box again. I want to see that play out. And that all goes back to what we talked about before, where maybe we have that dead cat bounce, right? We come down here, boom, and then boom, one more final push down in here. That could totally happen. Or we're still looking at this, boom, we need to find support here, rip higher, boom, and then we bounce higher. That's the new high right there. So we'll see how this all plays out of this region here. Another way to stay on top of it, as a friendly reminder, we still got our halving tracker to try to give us mentally prepared where we're at in the market cycle. You can see the blue line here is the present cycle. The yellow is the average of the other two from 2012 and 2016 up on the top and the bottom here. And you can note after this 350-day period, this was like our final little shakeout here, final little shakeout here. You know, this is when we really start to go parabolic and reach our parabolic top eventually. And another way we can stay on top of that is by looking at look into Bitcoin's investor tools here. Really liking this one. We just printed our lime green twice now, kind of like back here in the early days of Bitcoin, and then back here as well. So we'll keep monitoring this as well. You know, Bitcoin hasn't really seen a straight shot up just yet. We're consolidating and relaxing here in these zones. Just like over here, you can see we are still holding resistance at this red line here. Over here, we were holding resistance for a period of time until we broke through it. That was the blow off top. And previous cycle, 2 blow off tops. And this one was as well a blow off top above this. We have not overshot this just yet. Otherwise, going back to the regular BLX on here, we're going to go to the monthly time frame and log. We remember these boxes I drew up here. You know, so basically these boxes are a 1.5x multiple of a previous high, and then a 4x the top of it. And then same right here, the all-time high, 1.5 times that, and then a 4 times of that. This is a consolidation box. This box is a 1.5x of this all-time high, and the top is a 4x. So we're hanging out in this box still. This seems to be our little chill zone because we looked at the RSI over here, the first time it ever reached the high 90s, or even just the 90 level in general up here. This is where we relax for a little while before we have our final blow off top, the second phase. And you can see in these boxes, we had our red month right here with the fat wick up, closed up top. This one, a little more indecisive. We had a fat wick up, but a little body. And now this is our second month here. It's looking red. It doesn't have to be red. It's a fresh month. We could break higher if we close above that 59K like we were talking about. That's really bullish. If we stay around this region here and we lose those lower levels, it's very likely we come back down and test the lower region of this box again, which we were talking about earlier on here. But then we would chill in here for a little while, kind of more like this one, right? Where we just have a big bull flag, if you will, in the middle of our big bull market here. This was almost a mini bear market, and then boom, off to higher highs. So we're going to keep updating that here. We're going to be in this box for a little bit longer here. As far as going back to Bitcoin on the short-term time frame, let me go back here, the daily. Tracking the RSI. The reason I say this could be the bottom already is because the RSI ended up breaking out of this pattern here, and we touched that oversold condition here. We're back in our little range here, but we haven't broken out of it just yet again. So I want to see what happens. We need to eclipse this high, and Bitcoin needs to go higher from here. But if we lose this structure again, then it's possible that, let's say Bitcoin comes back down. Let me draw it out right here. Comes back down here even, you know. Then we might even have, let's say Bitcoin does that, comes back down here. We might have some divergence with a low and a lower low, but a low and a higher low here. We'll have to see how that plays out as well. Or if not, nonetheless, even if we come down here, we could still get significantly more oversold, and then that would be the bottom. One more little bottom shape here. Kind of like in the previous uptrend. Let me go, I'm on the weekly. Here we are, we're actually down here. We're actually holding it right now. That's actually a good point. So we're at 57 right now. That's a critical level. That looks like a successful bounce. We could still come test these lower lows here, right? Because these weekly candles take some time to play out. But look at the other bull market, right? When we're above this line from this point on, right? We're holding this above the whole time until we lost it, bear market. Same with this bull market over here. We were holding it the whole time as support, and then we lost it. Even right here, actually, this was that chunk. We lost it for a second and then came back above it. That might be what happens over here. We're going to keep monitoring that. But otherwise, that's enough talk with Bitcoin. We're looking good. We know where we're at. Stay level-headed. We got Ethereum over here, just ripping, enjoying its new highs. We've been tracking it out of this bull flag here for a while. You remember the daily time frame. We talked about this support resistance flip right here. And I think we were hanging out right around here, actually. And we talked about this could potentially hold because this zone right here, all this previous resistance acted as support. A nice support resistance flip. You can see huge, powerful power move right off of this. Off to make new highs. And now what I'm expecting is, since we have a pretty extended move here, I want to come down and see this act as support from this low to this high. You got the 0.5, 0.618. We're going to go ahead and take another box right here, measure that high, boom. I want to see Ethereum hold this box as support now in the future. We'll go ahead and make it green. Boom. That's what we want to see as support in the future here. Something like this. Come down here, chip chop, then go higher. That would be a nice move from Ethereum there. Outside of Ethereum, though, looking pretty strong. We're going to go to XRP. XRP already drew the box in for us here. We came back down and tested our lows. We held 80 cents to $1 as expected. And then we broke through this resistance box, and now it's potentially acting as support. You can see we wicked down to it already. It might be another couple of days of some chip chop, and then boom, pump higher. I don't expect XRP to range for much longer. Honestly, I think where we're at with XRP right now, if you take a look here, this little region right here, right? This little region approaching our all-time high, hanging out here, kind of reminds me of the previous bear market when this was our high in place, bear market, right? This was our first parabolic run up, and this was playing with our all-time high. This one kind of actually hit it. We haven't hit it just yet, but we are hanging out right here before then, boom, new high, consolidation, boom, pump again. Have not done that just yet, but something fun to monitor for sure. I don't imagine us hanging out in this region much longer after $2 lift off. This is certainly where we want to keep our eyes at, and if we lose this level, then sure, we can come back down and flirt with this dollar region again, but expect this to hold. XLM looking really good. Came in for a trend line retest again, right? We have our start here, bounce, and then another bounce right here. So we're going to see how this acts from moving forward. We just have this high in place right now. Let me go back to a weekly time frame to remind you guys. We have this high in place right now over here. It's the previous resistance of the all-time high over here. These are weekly closes over here. So as soon as we clear these levels, it's really just past an all-time high over the dollar region and off to the races. Cardano looks a little more healthier than Stellar at the moment because it's already above basically the weekly resistance and consolidating really strong, and broke above a bull flag even right here, right? Let's go to the daily time frame. This was a big bull flag. We broke above it, back tested. Now we're on to the races. This is the early phases of that as well. Keep watching Altseason. It's going to play out by looking at Bitcoin dominance, right? We've been tracking this here. We lost 56. We currently lost 50. Now we're actually down to 47% market share of Bitcoin right now. So honestly, this could keep leading back down to the low 40s, and this would really make the altcoins run up higher and higher. You could take a look at XRP dominance. It's back at a significant level here. Actually, if you remember, you can see, actually you can kind of see with the current price level. Just follow the line. Previous support right here, and some previous support right over here a little bit, and then currently acting as support again over here. So let's see what happens. We can come back all the way up to the 6% level potentially. That would give a lot more love to XRP as well, and then I can only imagine how much crazier it gets when it reaches these crazier levels potentially in the future as well. But honestly, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you like this quick update, be sure to check out my Instagram and my Snapchat. I post on my stories all the time about little updates here and there. I got a lot of new car parts coming in, and I'm still working on getting some other stuff, so stay tuned for that as well. I appreciate you guys as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.